Hey, what's up, phone lovers? Welcome to the Mobile Roar Podcast for the week of November 14th, 2014. I'm Joe Fidua.
Hey, and I am Christopher Chavez.
And I am Kevin Kraus.
Oh boy, welcome back, everybody. Big week. Big week of Google news, mainly, I think.
Yeah, there wasn't really too much that happened anywhere else in the world except for Kim Kardashian's ass cheeks.
She broke the internet, right?
Completely broke it with her butt.
I don't know. I think it's like breaking the internet is like Nexus 6 pre-order what broke the internet.
Yeah, I think he has a little bit more of an impact than Nexus 6.
Just a little bit.
I know, but which is bigger, her butt or the Nexus 6?
Did you guys? I mean, I'm sure you saw Kanye's tweet about all of this.
No, what did he say?
Sadly, I don't follow Kanye on Twitter.
I don't either, but he hashtag all day and then just a picture of the cover. It's pretty great.
Well, good for him, I guess.
Yeah. All right,
All
so
day.
actual tech news. Like I said, Google pretty much dominated the news this week, so we'll start out with all things Google. Lots that we could talk about. Lollipop is out. A bunch of apps have been updated. There's a new messaging app. YouTube Music Key is official. Where should we start?
Lollipop.
I guess,
It's
yeah.
out now
So, yeah,
officially.
it's,
Oh, so it came out yesterday, the 12th. That was
yeah,
yesterday?
yesterday. I think it was like it was during my shift, so it was later at night when it all happened. But Nexus 5, Nexus 7, 2012, and 2013, Nexus 10 all have it over the air. Apparently, though, it never came to my phone. Nexus 4 is still left out, though they said it's supposed to be coming. You have it, Chris, right?
Yeah, I got it on the Moto X Pure Edition, which coincidentally, or just it got it before the Nexus 5 even got it by like a good couple of hours, and people
That
were
was over the air?
flipping out. Yeah, over the air.
Wow.
So, like when when they announced the Pure Edition, they were just like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna get it quicker than like any of the other Moto X's," and then people were like, "Wow, that's almost like a Nexus device," but nobody thought it would be that quick. It's faster than a Nexus. How crazy is that?
I mean, it makes sense to me because I sort of was making this speculation with the Droid Turbo even is that, I mean, it's a Motorola device. Motorola makes the Nexus 6, so obviously they're pretty keyed into developing or getting Lollipop onto their devices. So it makes sense that the Pure Edition of the Moto X would get it basically as fast as a Nexus 6 because they're two pure Android Motorola devices and they're pretty similar.
I thought it would be similar to like the Google Play Edition devices, so I thought maybe like a day later or like a couple of days after like it rolled out to Nexus devices, but I really had no. The fact that it got it quicker than the Nexus device, that's so awesome.
Yeah, 'cause I have the Nexus 5 here and the Nexus 7 2013, and the Nexus 5 didn't have it several hours after it was supposedly rolling out. So I did the factory image thing myself. I haven't done it on the Nexus 7, and that still doesn't have the over-the-air. So it's taken a while.
It's interesting.
It's a rollout, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes that
So
happens.
yeah, you've played with Lollipop in the developer preview. This is my first time playing with it at all, and I'm very impressed. I like it a lot. I like the look of material design. I know, Chris, you said you're not too keen on it in some apps, but I like it a lot.
It's
There's
just weird because I had like all my icons and wallpapers all set up for like the blackness of KitKat, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And then everything's teal and like greenish. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's throwing off all my whole color
and
scheme.
it's so white too. Like
Yeah.
one thing I don't like actually, I noticed. You know the little menu that pops up when you try to say open a link and it asks you like, do you want to open Chrome or Firefox or whatever?
Yeah, the
It
Android
comes up
intent.
from the bottom of the screen and it's white. And like if you're in an app that's white, at first I didn't even notice that it popped up because it kind of just blends in.
It does.
And I was like, wait, what the heck? Oh,
Well, that's kind of like the interface. That's another one of my gripes, I guess, is that a lot of the stuff just in the interface in general, there's no clear on KitKat and like before there was always like things looked like kind of like 3D buttons they were just square, but they looked like buttons that you could press. Now everything is just completely flat, and a lot of times there's no divider. There's no divider, any indication that something's a button. It's just text, and you just have to figure, I think that's a button, and you just click the text, and you're like, oh, it is a button, cool. So it's just like, it's getting really, really hard to get used to and stuff. And like you said, the Android Intense thing, it just kind of blends in with other stuff, and everything being all flat is actually like really bad. You kind of need like some kind of shadow behind a menu to kind of give it some depth and like a border of some sort. But
Well, I
yeah,
thought that was the whole point of material design, was that it was like material, like it was supposed to mimic real world materials. So like it seems odd that instead of giving more texture and depth, it just eliminates it entirely.
yeah, I would actually like to see that. I would actually like to see things with some type of texture, maybe like almost like paper. Like the wallpaper looks cool. The wallpaper is like, it looks like these papers that are like floating on top of each other with shadows and little fibers of paper inside. But I don't know. I would like something like that. I just need more shadows. I need more depth and more shadows to kind of discern what is the heck is what.
I
But
don't know. I think there is a good amount of depth. I mean, it's not like it's not shadows really, but like a lot of times if something pops up on top, the thing underneath will kind of like do this effect where it looks like it's moving backwards a little bit.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
And I feel like they forgot to do that on that intense menu because
yeah.
just like nothing happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, I remember them showing in these like videos and stuff of just like all this stuff going on with material and all these cool animations and all this junk, but like now it's just there really isn't. I feel like there's not that many cool animations. There's that much cool stuff happening. Like there's small little things here and there, and you're like, oh, that's really cool, but it doesn't seem as extreme as they originally should. So I just feel like possibly they rushed on this release. I mean, I think it's kind of obvious that things got delayed, and they were trying to rush out the door with it. So I'm guessing maybe like in a future update, 5.1 or something, they'll have all this stuff like done.
Yeah, I think they're still fine tuning because I had a couple issues when I got Lollipop at first. My Moto 360, it would not recognize the Nexus 5 and vice versa. And I actually had to reset the 360 to get it to connect to my phone again, which was really weird.
You need that Lollipop for Android Wear.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. I was going to talk about this later on, but we might as well talk about it now. We had an exclusive story up this week by Derek Ross, a look at Lollipop for Android Wear, and I'm kind of confused because does the watch actually get Lollipop? It seemed like a lot of the features were because the Android Wear companion app updated.
Yeah, but I think the watch will get the Lollipop. I mean, I think it's like the Nexus player. I mean, the Nexus player has technically Android 5.0, even though it's a completely different interface and doesn't really. It's based on the same core, but it's so I would imagine that the watch will get the real deal update. But I mean, then the companion update to the app probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if my watch actually says like what version.
Yeah, go to your settings and about watch or about or
Software
something.
version 4.4 W.2, so I guess that would correlate with Android 4.4.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. But I mean, again, you don't even need Lollipop to have the Lollipop update on your watch. So it's funny.
Interesting.
Fragmentation.
I like it a lot so far.
Fragmentation.
Be together, not together.
Be together, but not the same, but slightly
The
different.
screen tuning thing is really cool. I like that I can finally have my Moto 360 be a smart lock device. So if I'm connected to the watch, it doesn't do the password on my lock screen, which is cool. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's a lot of people that have just been like, oh my gosh, Lollipop, and they're just flipping out. I think the people that wanted it the most already flashed like the developer preview, so I was kind of interesting to see people just making such a big deal about it. And like for me, it was like, yes, my Moto X has it. 'Cause I was like ready to flash that leaked build that came out, and then as soon as I got it, I was like, this is awesome for like 2 seconds, and just put my phone down in the corner and just back on my computer and like, went on my day.
So now that it's officially started rolling out for Nexus devices, though, do we have a, did any other companies announce kind of a timeline other than their like beyond people saying their phones will have it, or we still kind of don't know when it's going to be on those other things?
The LG announced that the G3
Yeah.
was getting it. I think this week or something ridiculously quick. Like it's already getting it. It's gonna get it really soon. But that completely threw me off. That is to me absolutely nuts because the thing that I always told everybody, and I kind of feel bad now, was like LG has a really bad track record as far as getting out big major Android updates. Um, So I always tell people don't get to LG G3 because who the heck knows when that thing's gonna get Kit Kat? I mean, Lollipop. And sure enough, out of nowhere, they're like one of the first. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a little strange to me because I mean, while it's not a huge UI that they put on top of it, I mean, it is a slightly different UI than the regular
Yeah.
thing. So I wonder if they're just going to abandon their UI entirely and just release a stock. That'd be cool, but
Their
probably not.
UI was almost it kind of was reminiscent of Lollipop, very
Yeah.
colorful,
Yeah.
and so if
Same
it would completely
greens.
just go stock, I mean, it might not even look that much different.
Yeah, they'll never do that then. Like no one has ever. I used to think that ever since like the G1 days. Like oh maybe when this phone gets the next update, they'll just go completely stock. Like yeah, it never happened. And LG's UI already looks pretty good as it is. Very lollipop-ish. So um, it'll be cool when it gets it. As far as carrier versions, I'm sure that'll take a while, but I think it's the Korean model or something that's getting the lollipop already. The lollipop.
So they'll like send Lollipop to like one phone and be like, "See, we updated it. It's just not available in your region yet."
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened with. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is all right. So no, my whole gripe and whatever still stands because the LG Optimus G got I think it was like Kit Kat or something, and it never even came out to the models here in the U.S. And the same thing happened with like a ton of other Korean models. So like LG is always really good about the Korean market where it's their home turf, so they gotta take care of their customers there. But when it comes to the U.S., we're always just kind of like an afterthought. I feel like so. Um, yeah, well, I'll wait until we'll see how long
I
it
think
takes.
it'll come out in the U.S. I mean,
I
I'm
think
sure.
I think they're trying a lot harder lately to be good and to do stuff quickly like that. So I think it'll come out
You
for
know what though?
we'll see.
Speaking of the G3 though, I've noticed a lot of commercials on TV for the phone lately, and they still call it the all-new LG G3. I'm like, this thing's not that new, but it is a nice phone.
Man, every commercial contains the words all new.
So
Yeah,
like
that's
a
true.
year from now, they'll be like the all-new Samsung Galaxy S5.
The all new Doritos flavored Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, I saw
Oh.
that, dude. Why is that even close to
I
being
want to try it
available?
so bad though, because they say it really does taste like Doritos.
I like Doritos, but I don't want to drink Doritos.
I don't
I
want to
know.
think of
It's one of those things where I'm not gonna like drink a glass of it, but I'd like to at least try it.
Yeah,
taste it.
Dorito
Yeah.
flavored Mountain Dew is like something like some Willy Wonka thing. Like that's not right. Like it's just
Well, the
some
thing that's frustrating
Oompa
is with
Loompa been making it.
there's so many cool things that they could do with all these different flavors and stuff, but it's like they have to come out and like just introduce like the weirdest stuff. Like it's like the whole potato chip thing, the Lay's
Well,
potato chip.
it's just here's the reason they made it because you're playing Halo on your Xbox, you're drinking a Mountain Dew, and you're getting Dorito cheese all over your
Yeah, it's
controller.
like
So it's like eliminate the Dorito cheese and just get the Mountain Dew and the
combine them.
Doritos
And you get the
together.
same nutritional value. I mean, might as well just put it in one. I don't know if you guys ever saw, but speaking of Doritos, you know how Lay's does that contest to pick a new flavor, create a new flavor, whatever. At one point on their website where they do that, the leading flavor was Doritos flavor.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Yes,
That's
just
funny.
make it into a Dorito.
All right, so moving on to more Google stuff. They have a new messaging app that came out. It's probably their first stock messaging app in the Play Store ever, I think.
Yeah, I always thought they were gonna release just a regular stock one, and it never, for whatever reason, never ever happened. Like we saw, as like Google Calendar dropped in there, and they released all these other ones, but Google Camera, messaging just
They
always
had
seemed
that
to.
old green icon with the smiley face for the longest time, and then it was replaced by Hangouts on the Nexus 5, and then now we have this. Since
So
I guess enough people didn't like Hangouts as a stock replacement app for SMS.
so
Me neither.
is Hangouts still stock and this is just optional, or like what's the deal? Like, are
It's
they just going back to
optional.
having like 13 different apps?
Well, I think because I remember seeing Nexus 6 stuff that they showed it had like the screenshots of the Nexus 6 that had the messaging app on the home screen. So I think it comes now stock on
Oh.
Nexus devices.
I hear that next they're gonna release a standalone version of Google Voice with messaging and all that stuff. So split that app back out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was using Hangouts as my SMS app, but I wasn't like crazy about it, so I installed this new app immediately.
Same, same.
What
And
is so? Is it? Are
it's
there any benefits to it, or is it just the same old messaging app that we used to know? Just
it's
text
just
SMS.
yeah, text messaging. Like if it's there's not really any. I thought maybe they would try to like bake in some like iMessage type functionality or something where it would go over your data if someone else was using the same app or something. Because I mean we saw that with like WhatsApp and all these other apps that do that. But
I mean, would
Yeah.
it
no,
really be that hard for them to integrate? Just like
it
if
really wouldn't.
if it's two people with like a if you have like a Hangouts account and it's linked to your
Yeah.
phone, it would just send it free on the Messages app. I'm like,
It's so easy to do. I mean,
It
I know we
sounds
mentioned
easy.
before, Hello SMS. They do it. Like they can recognize if your friend is using Hello SMS and it's free. Well, I mean, come on, this is pretty simple.
Yeah, all these other third-party apps do it, and it's just like I really thought that was going to be the feature. I'm like, oh well, why would anyone want to download this? And it's like, well, now it's just because it looks pretty. It's got material design. Cool.
Yeah, it's really clean. It's really fast. It's just like Hangouts minus all the Hangouty stuff, basically.
yeah. But it's also in a way kind of a step back if you're using it because you look at like if you're using Hangouts or if you're using iMessage, especially in iOS 8 with Yosemite, then like all the continuity stuff, having your messages from device to device and just being able to carry it over. If you just use the Android messaging app, it's just on your phone. That's like the only place it is.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of why they released it. I mean, they didn't release this with like any fanfare whatsoever. I think it's pretty much just there for like, okay, you want your SMS only app, here you go.
Right.
All right, so lastly, YouTube Music Key. This was rumored a long time ago, and now it's official.
Yeah.
And it's kind of strange still, but
It's
it's
happening. It's interesting.
yeah. So I'll just run down what exactly it is. So right now it's $7.99 a month, but it's going to be $10 a month eventually. You can listen to like YouTube videos while the screen is off. You have offline music playing ability, whatever you want to call it, and it's unlimited. Anything that you can find on YouTube, you can listen to. Uh, but also, which makes this a little bit better because it was kind of weird. Why was this going to exist with Google Play Music All Access? If you have All Access, you automatically get the music key thing, and if you buy the music key, you automatically get All Access. So pretty cool, I guess. I'm still not exactly sure why this needs to exist when there's
Well,
All Access.
I mean, I'll tell you why it exists because, I mean, YouTube has become like the go-to place when you need to find when you want to stream a song. Like, I mean, granted, everyone has Spotify, but I mean, your first result is if you want to hear a song, you type in the song title to Google and you get the YouTube video, and that's how you
Well, I
listen to the
mean,
song. So,
wouldn't that song that you're looking up on YouTube exist in Google Play Music?
yeah, but I'm just saying people naturally gravitate towards listening to music on YouTube. It's just a very popular. I mean, there's sites dedicated to YouTube DJing for parties, and like you can pull
Yeah.
YouTube audio. It's
Yeah.
just it's such a big thing. I mean, all of those.
People love YouTube for music videos. I mean, the kids. I think it's more or less the kids. The kids love it,
Kids love
and
it. I mean, I love it. I'm always putting on the YouTube videos. Plus, if you think about all those like MP3 Skull and all those sites do is rip the audio from the YouTube videos and
Yeah.
let you download it as an MP3. So,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's how I get most of my music. Song, like that's what I do.
why aren't you using Google Play Music, Joe?
If I had Google Play Music, I would. That's the point. Like, I don't have Google Play Music, so I go to YouTube to listen to music. If I had any streaming service, I would probably go there.
I see. My thing is, I don't see the benefit to paying for this. I mean, I guess you can let your screen turn off and the video doesn't stop playing, so you can just keep listening to music. But I don't know. I always like if there's like albums, I'll just go on YouTube and find the album and just listen to it. That's how I listen to music a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will see the value in just it by itself. I don't think anyone is going to be like, oh, you know what, those are some pretty cool perks. I want to buy a music key just, for YouTube. But I think it's more as an incentive to get Google Play Music. That's what I always thought it was going to be. I thought that's how they're going to kind of gear it towards. Is more like, hey, get Google Play Music, and you're going to get all these YouTube ad-free videos and streaming offline, all that stuff. I really thought that's how they were going to kind of attack it, but
The other thing I forgot to mention, and this is kind of a big feature too, it's all when you pay for music key, you get no ads when you're listening to the music
yeah.
on YouTube. Which I mean, if you watch like those Vivo music videos, I mean, there's tons of ads on that stuff. So
Is it
No.
on
I
any
think
video or just music related video?
what?
Is it on any video that you can get rid of the ads, or just music related videos?
Well, that's a good
Not
question.
exactly sure. I think
Actually,
it might
very good
just be
question.
music because there's a new music tab in YouTube now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's probably just anything in that tab.
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting, I guess.
I think yeah, like Chris was saying, I think if it's like if you're getting Google Play Music All Access, it's like a nice bonus. But I wouldn't do it the other way around. I wouldn't be. I would
Yeah,
just.
or you're deciding, should I get Spotify, or should I get radio, or should I get Google Play Music? Now it's kind of like, oh, I think I'm going to get Google Play Music. Got that YouTube,
Yeah.
offline YouTube.
All right. So mention this just a little bit above the Android Wear update that's coming. Some of the features in that are I'm thankful that they're there because a couple weeks ago I wrote an article on Fandroid about things that I hate about Android Wear, and a couple of those things are going to be fixed now. For example, soon you'll be able to undo if you remove a card from your watch.
So
Thank
awesome.
God. Yeah. I hate that whenever I accidentally remove the weather card and then it's gone the rest of the day. You cannot get it back. So, because I use my watch a ton for that. Is I'll just like, I gotta walk the dog. I was like, oh, what's the temperature outside? And I just check that real quick.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you could always ask, hey, Google, what's the weather?
Right, but I mean, the convenience of the card being there is you don't have to ask.
Yeah.
Then you also be able to check your battery life inside the companion app, so you'll be able to check the battery life like in a chart on your phone, which will be cool. People are gonna start being able to put weather like in actual watch faces, so you won't even need the weather card. You can have the weather displayed right on your watch face.
Yes.
And then I know Chris will like this one because you complained about this when you got the LGG watch. I remember there's going to be new brightness modes, and one of them is for when you're in a movie theater.
That is tight. That
Yeah.
is super tight.
And then there's another mode for when you're outside, I guess, in like bright sunlight, it'll adjust. So
Does it smartly do this, or do you have to like turn it on? Is it like
it works by like if you pull down the same way that you mute it right now. I
Right.
guess it's going to be in there. So
Interesting? I thought it'd be cool if like it's like saw your GPS location was inside a movie theater and it just did it automatically.
I mean, Google could totally do that.
Pretty cool.
It could.
I'd be into that.
All right, so moving on to some of our quicker news here. The Nexus 6 got delayed from T-Mobile, and so that's not going to be available till next week, which it will be the 19th.
Yeah.
And I believe right now you can pre-order from AT&T and Sprint. Nothing from Verizon yet, if I'm correct.
Nothing from Verizon, no.
Yeah. So I guess if you want it on a carrier right now, you can pre-order it from two of them. Still waiting on T-Mobile and Verizon. Who knows how long Verizon will take? I mean,
They're
they
waiting.
just got the Droid Turbo, so I feel like they're not moving too fast on this thing.
Well, I think it also just takes so much longer to print the Verizon logo on every single phone.
Gotta get the ink
Yeah.
ready, big printer, stamps, those big rubber stamps.
It's just one guy.
It's just the Verizon logo guy.
Well, I heard that it's actually because you know how Nexus is kind of etched in the back. They're actually taking that off and etching Verizon into the back in the
I
same
actually did
size.
see-
Like,
Yeah, someone photoshopped that. And I saw that, and I was like, wow, I could totally see that being real.
That would be awesome.
That's like my favorite smartphone meme out there is the
Yeah.
making fun of Verizon for their.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. I
Uh,
mean, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme. It doesn't really matter at all that much. And people make such a big deal. Like they act like they're not gonna buy a phone because it has a Verizon. Like that's just.
Yeah, but when you put it on like the home button, you're getting a little ridiculous.
oh, that was the worst. I mean, that right there is a little
That was so
obscene.
horrible. This would actually make a good featured post. Actually, like the craziest places Verizon has put their logo, or like the worst offending Verizon phones.
You know what I want to know is what type of paint do they use? Because I remember I had the HTC 8X and it had this was AT&T and T, and it had an AT&T logo on the back, and like the 8X was matte, and so it looked like it was just a white painted logo, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna remove that. So I got some like nail polish remover and like some sandpaper, and no matter what I did, I could not like put a dent in that thing. I have no idea what they use for those. It is
The
insane.
Verizon one, you can use nail polish remover and remove the Verizon logo from the back of the HTC One M8. I think it's like the aluminum makes it a little easier to take off, but
Yeah,
soft touch, I don't know. Soft touch is
it was crazy. I thought it was like some kind of devil magic or something.
Probably.
disappear and come back.
All right. Okay. Did you guys see these new LG AKA phones?
Oh yeah, yeah, those are awesome.
Did you see these, Kevin?
No, but I'm gonna look it up really quick.
Yeah, go on Fandroid and search it because there's an awesome GIF at the top of the post. But these phones are so freaking weird. It's such a Korean phone thing. I mean, so each
Yeah.
has a personality. I gotta look these up so I can read the personalities because the personalities are just.
Dude, what is this thing?
Yeah. So what Kevin is seeing is there's a GIF. They made GIFs for like all the characters.
Oh, they got
But the
yo-yo.
funny thing about the phone is they have like eyes on the screen, and you get this case that only covers 3/4 of the phone, and then the rest of the phone sticks out, and there's like these eyes that show up that look at
Just
you.
watching you.
Yeah, it's
So you can
so
choose
weird.
from yo-yo, soul,
Yo yo.
Wookie, or Eggy.
Yeah, read their personalities too.
Okay, so Eggy falls in love easily. Wookie apparently talks in slang, so he's like like
Yo.
I don't know. I guess that should be yo-yo, right? But Soul loves beer, and yo-yo gains and loses weight a lot.
Yeah, like that one.
What?
She yo-yos weight. Like,
Oh, I get it.
yeah. And the
Oh,
one that
my
likes
gosh.
beer, I didn't write the full description. That one likes cheese and beer. But it's
That
like,
is so awesome.
what the heck? It's so weird.
Oh.
But they're really low end phones, so I can kind of see how it's like we'll give these phones a weird little quirk, and then maybe people will be more interested in them.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's trying to do like their own take on what is it, the flip view cases. Like, I mean, Samsung created the first one with the little window. LG made the first one with the circle. And I mean, now LG's doing another one where it's just like your case only goes up 3/4 of the way. It's just so
No
weird.
valuable information, just eyes.
Yeah, so sleeve.
I mean, like, what? So the one that loves beer, does it like gradually throughout the day start acting more schizophrenic? Like, does it stop working? Like, it gets like more like it's
Gets drunk throughout the day. It's constantly giving you like location updates, like, hey, there's a bar across the corner.
Hey.
Yeah, and like by the end of the day when you're trying to navigate home, it's giving you like terrible directions and
It has a blood alcohol content. You can blow in it.
that's
Oh, that would be cool. Built-in breathalyzer.
Yeah, that's the word, breathalyzer.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Go check that out.
I hope I hope they get Kit Kat and come to America. Lollipop or whatever.
Boy. All right. So next up, Microsoft has a new Lumia phone. It's a Lumia 535, and it's one of their cool, super cheap phones. You can get it for $135, no contract, no anything, just straight up, which is pretty dang cheap. And it's got a 5-inch display. It's actually pretty nice.
You know, it never fails to impress me because I feel like every single week without fail, you tell us that a new Windows Phone is coming out.
Yeah, it's
I
so
mean, last week
weird.
I
It's
did, but before that, it had been quite a while actually.
Really? I just feel like
oh,
every week you're like, now you can get this,
yeah.
now you can get this one. Like,
They're
Now the
starting to come
Nokia
out
did
with
it, is
them
that
more just because the holiday season's approaching. So
yeah.
yeah.
so many Nokias.
Every time these come out, though, I just want to impulse buy it because it's like $135,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
not
it.
bad. For a 5-inch phone too. I mean, that's a good
Yeah.
size, good price.
And then lastly, our quick hits. I had to laugh about this one. Samsung reviewed the Samsung
Samsung.
Gear S.
Oh, really?
Samsung reviews.
Companies, stop reviewing your own
Did they
products,
like it?
please.
Samsung.
Guess what? They loved it.
Really? Five stars.
Spoiler.
We totally recommend you buy this product.
I would love to see them like give it like 2 stars or something. Like, it's not that great. After
There's like a
all.
line in the review too where they're like, "I know this sounds pretty biased, but it's awesome," or something like that. And I'm like, "Yeah, that does sound pretty biased, actually."
I know what would be really interesting to me is if Samsung starts reviewing other companies' devices, because those would probably just be funny.
That would be
HTC
awesome.
One M9. This phone is shit.
Yeah. All the things I hate about the HTC One M8.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And they're not even the first one that's done that. Like I've seen other companies do it before. It's just,
Mhm.
come on, stop it.
Yeah, I think LG did it with one of their old phones back in the day or something. They used to have the LG girl. Do you guys remember her?
The
She was a
LG
thing.
girl.
Oh yeah, the
Her
LG
little,
girl.
the little spokesperson. And she was like a YouTube personality or something. But they
Was
like
it a
hired her, and I
is she
think
a smartphone personality?
not only take a smartphone personality, but she kind of liked tech a little bit and stuff, a little bit. But she like signed on with them. It was right when LG was first like starting to blow up with the Android stuff, and then I think she reviewed. I don't know if it was like the G2X or the Optimix Optimix Prime Jex X. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember a video of her way back when tablets were a new thing. She like was one of the first people to use LG's first honeycomb tablet.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. That
Guys
was
were all obsessed with her. Like all, there was one event where we went to an LG event at I think it was right after Google I/O or doing Google I/O the first one or second one, and all the CyanogenMod guys were just like all the little nerds, and Steve Convict like, hey, I'm Steve. Maybe you've heard of me. He's just like, oh my
well,
god.
it's such a weird thing. Like I'm gonna be all about LG products. Like who
Yeah,
says that?
yeah. I mean, it's money, man. It's money, money in the bank. Gotta do what you
Here's
gotta
the
do.
here's the actual quote from the Samsung review, by the way. As much as this may sound biased, Gear S is awesome.
5 out of 5.
All right, so
All right.
moving on. Wins and fails of the week,
Um,
Kevin.
my win of the week is going to be the newly announced Belkin Wemo Maker. So, I don't know if you guys are at all familiar with Belkin Wemo, but it's a line of wireless accessories like home automation type things that Belkin makes. So they have, light bulb sockets and different
I
things.
want to buy all of that stuff.
Yes, me too.
Locks and stuff. So the thing with Wemo Maker, which I think is awesome, is that it's I don't know exactly what the setup looks like, but it's basically an open source DIY system that you can basically turn any piece of electronics equipment into home automation sort of stuff. And it depends on your know-how and technical skills. So I guess it's kind of like, taking like a Raspberry Pi or whatever and making um, an Android controlled thing. But they talk about uh, it links it just like other Wemo stuff. It can link into if this then that recipes. So they said some examples or something like putting a little motor on your blinds and having an if this then that recipe that looks at what time the sun rises and sets and it automatically opens and closes your blinds. Uh,
Dang.
That's
so
pretty cool.
a father and son developed a system that will remotely launch those little model rockets that you can make. So a lot of cool stuff. It just came out. So apparently there's been a little bit of a beta community working on this for a while, but it just was announced publicly. So if you're a DIY kind of person, if you like to tinker around with electronics or even have any interest in that, this seems really cool. You can basically build your own home automation stuff with any of the electronics around your house. So I
That's
think
so
it's
so
pretty.
awesome. I always get disappointed on how like the home automation thing isn't picking up. I feel like the home automation market is just kind of like just sitting very low
Yeah,
right
it's
now. But
it's it's really expensive to get into right now.
yeah, and I think just the
It's like
setup
this
involved.
food.
You got to be kind of techie to know how to like
Yeah.
set some of this stuff up.
I also think it's
Stuff
because
that's
like
really easy to use is super expensive, like those Philips light bulbs and
yeah.
stuff.
Hmm.
But I think it's also a system where people that want to get into it, like they realize like, oh, I got to get like piece by piece. It's not like a whole system for your entire house for everything. So it's like, oh, I get a light bulb
Yeah.
for one room and then I get a Nest thermostat. And there's no, I mean, maybe if you're getting a new home and you get it built with all this stuff already built in, which is probably expensive. But I don't know. It's something that hopefully you'll catch on because I think it's pretty awesome. Like I like the idea of it.
It's like I keep waiting, or not waiting, but just like fearing that the Belk and Wemo stuff, like that whole line, they're just gonna end up like abandoning soon. But I went to Target the other day and I saw they had like a whole little end cap and it had all the Wemo stuff, and I was like, I wanna, because I mean I just moved into a new place, so I was shopping around for just all kinds of little furniture things, and I was just really trying to keep myself from buying all the Wemo stuff. But I don't know, maybe soon,
I really
eventually.
like I want like the digital door locks that you can just like when they send you walking up with your phone, it's just like ching and you're
I
in.
had
Like
I have one of those. I had the Lockatron that I got
that's
from
awesome.
Kickstarter. Did
I
not
just
work.
saw this week earlier. You guys know the site Quirky?
Yeah,
Quirky?
They make all the like the cool inventions and
yeah,
stuff, and
you
you
do.
can buy it.
Oh,
Like it's like community sourced inventions, I guess, whatever. But they have this. They came out with this cool thing that you can hook to your garage door and like open and close your garage door from anywhere.
Nice.
That was
what?
sick
But
for
that's
those
cool.
of you
So
that have garage doors.
so
Yeah,
I'm
we
all
need to
about
get
that Wemo maker stuff. So that'll be pretty cool. But for my fail of the week, it's like this is like a borderline, not like a win and not too much of a fail, but there's been this for this long standing issue with iMessage where if you get off an iPhone and you've been using iMessage and you just switch to something like an Android phone or even a Windows phone, iMessage won't recognize this, doesn't shut off, and your text messages don't get delivered, your text messages don't go through when you're sending them. People get frustrated. Um, so Apple finally, it took them long enough to even acknowledge the problem, and then they put up some like documentation about how to get rid of it. But now they finally have made it even easier. If you don't even have your old iPhone anymore, they finally put up a website where you can enter your mobile number, and they send you a confirmation code, and then you can deactivate iMessage directly from their website. So I think that's a bit of a fail because why did it take them so long to do that? Adding, I guess, insult to injury is the fact that that they have just approved. The U.S. District Judge has just approved a federal class action lawsuit that's going to allow uh, users to sue Apple for preventing them from receiving those text messages because of the iMessage problem. So now they're getting sued over it, which is actually I think kind of funny. So it's kind of a win for consumers, but a fail for Apple definitely.
Yeah, that.
Bravo.
I mean, that was. I think we've talked about it before on this podcast. Like, we kind of had the theory that Apple was not really rushing to fix this because so many people were running into the problem and they were thinking it was like an Android issue. So then they'd go back to the iPhone, and it was kind of a problem where Apple's like, "Oh yeah, that's terrible. We should fix that."
Yeah, so about that.
Uh,
They're
did you ever
dragging
have
their
that
feet.
problem, Kevin?
I think I did experience that for a little bit, but I think, I like to pretend that I'm intelligent enough to figure out what the issue is. But I don't know. See, the thing with iMessages, there's so many weird little bugs that if you don't have it set up right, like if you use it among different devices, like sometimes it'll send it from your mobile number and sometimes it sends it from your email. There's a bunch of little weird things with
Yeah,
iMessage.
I never figured out how to totally work it on the iPhone, so I never knew if I had it like fully set up or what. But I mean, going back and forth, I just pop my SIM out from the iPhone to the Android phone, and it's just everything's working fine. So I don't know. Maybe I never set it up right.
All right. So my win of the week is gonna be Lollipop idle battery life. So I've only had Lollipop for like less than 24 hours. So I can't
Yeah.
They can't really make any battery life claims yet, though it seems to be about the same. But one thing I have noticed is that the
That
idle
idle.
is so much better than on KitKat. Like I was looking at my graph earlier, and it's almost a straight line when
Yeah, it
the
never
when
dies.
it's
It
in
doesn't
idle.
die.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
mean, do you have a SIM in it, or is this just Wi-Fi only on the Nexus 5?
No, this is AT&T SIM. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's the same way. Like it's, I kid you not. It's been about. It was like 5 days. I didn't even know my phone was on in my bag this whole time. The Nexus 5, and I mean it was like 5 days, literally 5 days before it just ended up dying. But it doesn't die at all. Like it just sits there. When you don't use it, your
Look at
phone
this graph. Look at that straight
just
line.
straight across.
Like that is ridiculous.
That's awesome.
42% for like an hour.
I'm
Just
sorry. That's how every phone should be, and that's how I thought the Droid Turbo was gonna be. But then that's my fail. Okay, I'll put that later. I'll save it for my fail. But that's why I ended up returning it. But the Droid Turbo, you lose if you don't even touch your phone. You don't touch it. You don't do anything. You lose 10% every 2 hours, which isn't that bad. But it's just constantly dropping like at that rate. But yeah, the Nexus 5 Lollipop. I don't know if it's Project Volta or whatever the heck it is, but that idle.
yeah.
Sleep time goes forever.
So my fail of the week is Kim Kardashian related, but it's not her pictures.
Oh gosh.
It's the app, the Kim Kardashian Hollywood app. The Glue Mobile is the developer who makes that app for Kim Kardashian, and they came out with like some earning reports, and that app has made more than all of their other apps combined. It has made $43 million.
Dang.
I don't believe it. Honestly, I don't believe it.
Are you sure you didn't just misspell ass in the show notes here?
Yeah. Her ass is made. Her ass is made
Ass is
40 million. I don't.
But yeah, that's just. I mean, okay, maybe a little harsh to make it my fail, but I'm not a fan of Kim Kardashian.
No, that's a ton of money, and that's all
is.
in-app purchases. The app's free to download.
It's all in-app purchases. Yep, all in-app purchases. And you cannot tell me that app is any better than the million apps who have the exact same gameplay as that. But there's one big difference.
Kim
Kim
Kardashian.
Kardashian's name is on it.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was gonna bomb horribly, because even the people that watch like the whole Kim Kardashian or Keeping Up with the Kardashian and stuff, people hate Kim. They like to watch because I always figured they hate her. So I was like, no one's gonna download a game just because it has Kim Kardashian on it. But I mean, I don't know if that's America.
There are way more people that adore her.
I would love to see some stats like based on region and see like how many of those are just from the U.S. It's like I don't know.
It was such a big deal. There are so many videos on YouTube of like people playing the game. Like we gave blah 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 people the Kim Kardashian game. Watch what happens.
Oh my gosh.
It's like it was such a big thing when it came out. And Chris, you plus one it on Google Play.
Dude, I can't even unplus it because I never plussed it. I think that's why. That's why they made 43 million, because they're gaming the system. This is some sort of
Buying
weird.
pluses.
That was so great. I
Weird
actually
thing.
included that in my post when I wrote about this. 'Cause, like forever ago, I remember somebody tweeted that to you, a screenshot.
Chris,
Really plus one everything.
I swear, I don't only plus one the good stuff.
It's so funny. Yeah, that's my fail. All right, Chris, what do you have for us?
You know who did plus one it is Taylor Wimberly from ex-Android Police. That's funny. Yeah, I can't even unplus it. It's so retarded.
How can you not unplus it?
Because I never plus it to begin with. Now I have to plus it to unplus it or something. I don't know. Alright, I plussed it, and now I'm unplussing it.
I think you want to know a secret.
What?
I'm pretty sure that the person that shared that screenshot with you photoshopped it. Because when we checked it in the Play Store, you were not shown as liking it.
Oh, okay. Now I got trolled so hard.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my god. I'm so retarded. I feel like an idiot right now. Oh my god. I legit thought it was like a glitch.
Oh god.
That's so my wins and fails, we already talked about it a little bit, but it's going to be the Moto X. My win is going to be the Moto X Lollipop OTA for the Pure Edition device, which I bought. I paid good money for this phone. with the wood bamboo back and all that stuff because I knew it was going to get updates faster than, I mean, just about any other phone out there. But I didn't know it was going to get updates faster than the Nexus devices, which is it's such a treat. Like it validates my purchase so much, and I feel so much more better about myself. And it's just so wonderful. I love Motorola right now. They're the best, right next to HTC, I think. But my fail is going to be, well, of course, the Nexus devices, how they didn't get the OTA update until a few hours later. I think it was a good 5 or 6 hours later. Everyone's up in arms, getting all pissed off about it. But I guess the real fail is just going to be the Nexus 6 delay on T-Mobile. How it got pushed back to the 19th. After it was originally due on the 12th, I actually have a friend who went down to T-Mobile on the 12th. He had it marked on his calendar, and he was so excited. So he was just walking his way down to the T-Mobile store to buy his Nexus 6, and later find out that they delayed it to the 19th. So he was very, very, very upset about that. And yeah, to me that's a pretty big fail. And I wonder I'm actually very curious to see what the reason was for them delaying it. Could have been a software thing. There's been a lot of software bugs and stuff in Lollipop. So yeah, that's my wins and fails.
All right, Kevin, you want to pick some apps?
Yes, I will. My pick is going to be a new keyboard for iOS 8 called Type 9. If that doesn't sound slightly familiar to you, may I point you towards what we used to call T9 keyboards from the days of the original Motorola Razr, when we didn't have touch screens, when you typed everything using the 9 numbers, 0 through 9, or I guess 10 numbers, whatever. You just have to cycle through the letters. So this is a keyboard for iOS 8 that is simply that. It's a keypad with the numbers 0 through 9 arranged like a telephone dial pad, and you type on it like it's T9 typing. And so it's called Type 9. And so I don't know if this is actually something that anybody would want to use. They're selling it for $1, but I just thought it was funny and worth pointing out.
Party like it's 2000.
Dude, that could be really
auto-complete, and so it's not completely...
It's got modern features and sort of. I mean, modern T9 features. This would be cool for my mom or my sister. She was a beast at typing T9. She was without even looking, she could just type anything. So she might like this.
I guess it makes it easier to type one-handed.
Yeah, one-handed would probably make it super simple. You don't have to it's just all you have is just 3 rows of keys, so it's just easier to not miss. And
watch, with all these giant phones, T9's gonna make a comeback. Type revolution.
I mean, we always come full circle. I feel the phones got small, now they're getting big again. Now they're gonna start getting small again. I mean, this is what happens. All right, Joe.
All right, so I'm not going to really mention mine too much because we talked about it a lot. Google Messenger is going to be mine just because I could never really find an SMS replacement app that I loved and wanted to stick with. I eventually just settled on using Hangouts, but I tried so many, and now I'm just going to use the Messenger because it's super simple, it's clean, and it works. So that's mine.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so my app pick is going to be the Moto Connect app update that was just recently. So Moto Connect is an application that you can install on any Android device. I think 4.0 up or 4.2 up or something. But what it does is 4.3 up. It's Jelly Bean up. It's just the Moto 360 app, basically. So it lets you customize watch faces on your Moto 360, and the update brought a bunch of cool new watch faces and the ability to customize them way further. So you can change the hands, you can change the color of the backgrounds, there's a certain watch face where you can just use your own image, although it doesn't scale it properly, which is bugging the crap out of me. So if it's a big image, it tries to scale it down, and it just looks all jaggedy and pixely and disgusting. But so it does take a little working with, but super awesome update, and it just makes me love the Moto 360 even way more because So cool.
What
And then
watch
once
face do you use,
Lollipop
Chris?
comes out, when Lollipop comes out, it's going to be probably even better because then we'll get weather on watch faces and the APIs and all that stuff for custom watch faces. So
What's your go-to watch face?
I'm just using the one with the sunset, and then I customize it so it's just digital time, and then I put the date down at the bottom because I never know what day it is ever. I'm just like, oh, now I can just see it at a glance. It's wonderful. So serene.
I'm a fan of the retrograde watch face.
Which one's the retrograde one?
It's where it's like a analog watch, but only on the top half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a really cool update because they added 5 new watch faces, and now you can add the date to any of the watch faces. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, and I feel like some of them. Oh wait, you can add the date to any of them?
Yeah, you can add the date to any of them now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
That
Pretty
is cool then. Yeah.
All right, so
Awesome.
we have a question this week that I want to get to. I already
Oh gosh.
with this person in the email, but I thought it would just be funny to talk about. This is from David Hollingshead, and he says,
Good old
funny-
Dave.
"It's funny you guys trashed the Droid Turbo over 2 episodes before it came out, and now talk about how wonderful it is now that it's out. How it's basically a 5-inch Nexus and what the Nexus 6 should have been. One of you guys even was not on the podcast because he was out getting a Droid Turbo. Selective memory, maybe?"
I don't think we ever trashed the Droid Turbo, did we?
Well, here's what we trashed, and this is what I kind of replied. We were kind of trashing, I wouldn't even say trashing, but just kind of making fun of the Droid in general and coming back with the Droid name and what the Droid kind of stands for, just like black, red, manly, Droid.
Droid. Yeah.
Droid!
It's like Mountain Dew. It comes with a bottle of Doritos.
Dude, I went to the Droid Turbo event and I liked it from the minute I put my hands on it.
Yeah, I think it's a great phone. It was just one of those things when you saw the leaked photos, it was just kind of like, really? We got another one of these black phones with like weird texture and red.
Maybe that was an episode I missed. Maybe I wasn't on the episode where you guys trashed it.
Yeah, I think he missed that one.
I don't remember. I would have been
I don't
on
think
the
you
fence
missed
at the
it.
Droid Turbo.
I don't think you missed it because Chris was the only one that missed it because he was out getting it.
Oh, that's true. Maybe.
Because Kevin, you were actually at the event, so you were definitely here talking about it.
Yeah, but maybe this was like in the leaks leading up to it because I think I
maybe.
might have missed the week before that, but I don't know.
I think that's basically like I think the Droid branding is kind of played out and enough already, you know.
Why does he care, David? From what I recall from other emails he sent, he went out and bought the Droid Turbo too. So. And
He's
It's
really
expensive. He likes it.
he likes it.
phone. Enjoy it.
Okay, so I just changed. I don't know if you guys saw on the doc. I don't know how much more time we have. Oh, it's only 54 minutes.
Yeah.
I went back and I changed my fail to the Droid Turbo because I totally forgot that.
Oh, right.
2 days ago, it was almost my 14 days return limit on Verizon, so I was forced to make a decision. Am I going to keep this phone and stay on Verizon, or am I going to go back to my Moto X on T-Mobile? So I took it back. There's no way. The phone, it gets good battery life, but it's not great. I would say maybe it's great battery life, but it's not phenomenal like you would think. A 3,900. The phone is like freaking this thick. It's huge.
Not
It's
that
so
thick. It is
it's
not.
so thick. It's like I have an OtterBox case on.
No.
It's like you have an OtterBox case on, but it's just like
No.
and it just wasn't that great. Like the battery life, I just didn't. It didn't warrant the freaking the price.
Is
And
anyone surprised that Chris returned the phone?
I thought I was gonna like it.
I should have saw that one coming. I didn't realize. I see.
I am so not shocked at all.
Okay. Here's my deal. Is that the battery life will last you through an entire day for sure.
It's fine. Good.
Almost. Like 15, 16 hours, 17 hours, but like
17 hours. Like, what are you doing for 17 hours?
I wake up at like 7 a.m. and I go to bed at midnight.
Specs you're shooting out right now, Chris. I could just look at that phone and tell you that you were going to return it.
No, I thought it was going to. All I ask is that you can take me from. it just didn't make much sense. Because getting you through a work day, a full waking day is cool, but like really, what does it matter if your phone can take you to like 5 a.m.? It doesn't matter because you're going to be charging it at night. You have to get through another work day, so when you sleep, you're going to have to plug it in and charge it. So
Oh
it's
my
just
god, that's so difficult.
like what's the benefit of getting that extra 5, 6, 7 hours of battery life when it's just usually time that you're going to be sleeping? It doesn't. It wasn't worth it to me, so I ended up taking it back. And the display is really what really bothered me, the whole stupid 2K display thing, and
So
it
you
just
went back to a phone with worse battery life?
slightly worse. But get this, the Moto X, I love the turbocharging on the Droid Turbo, and the reason I went back to the Moto X is because with the turbocharger, it charges almost fully, like in a half hour. I kid you not. It is so freaking fast, that turbocharging on the Moto X, but on the Droid Turbo, the turbocharger takes a good amount of time because it has almost like double the battery in it. So, yeah, I did. I went back to the Moto X, and I've been happy. I'm still happy. It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Chris.
But my my Sony Xperia Z3 Compact is coming in the mail. I think it just arrived today in San Diego, so this weekend I'm gonna go pick it up, and hopefully we'll see. It might be either that or the Moto X. One of them I'm gonna keep. One of them I'm gonna sell. Not sure yet.
Let's just call it right now.
Let's just go.
2 weeks. Will Chris have the phone after 2 weeks after getting it? I'm gonna say he will.
The Z3 or the Moto
Yeah.
X?
Z3 Compact.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to keep it. I don't think
You
he'll
don't think
keep
he's
the
gonna
Z3
keep it?
compact. I think
All right.
I can hear what he's going to say now. Too small, too something, too this, too that. So he's not going to keep that. I'd be surprised if he has the same phone next podcast.
It's the Moto X for now. It's the Moto X for me. It's the Moto
That's
X.
true, because last week he had the Droid Turbo, so it hasn't been 2 podcasts in a row with the Moto X. You will see. All right, we got to end the podcast. So you can email us to ask us questions like David did, or I guess just like berate us if you'd like to do that. We'll read it on the air and we'll berate you right back.
Bring it.
Yeah. Our address is podcast@mobileroar.com. You can subscribe to the audio version of the podcast on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and Windows Phone Store, and that comes out every Friday. Leave us a review if you listen to us that way. You can follow us on Twitter. Chris is at GamerCore, Kevin is at You Don't Know Kev, and I am at Tall Schmo. We will see you guys next week. Later.
Bye.